Okay, so Elijah, diminished chords, diminished chord visualization, struggling with the symmetrical aspect. Yes, I completely understand. Talking about how you've been trying to learn tunes, practicing tunes, identifying problem sections, but wants to talk through being intentional. Yes. Transcription from last night. Great. Melodic minor stuff. Great. Okay. Theory stuff that is tune specific. Great. Okay. Um, Easy one first. Modes of
Mhm.
the melodic minor and how to practice them.
Mhm.
Picking two is great.
Yeah,
Picking one is great.
I
And
like. There's only three I really care about or like
great.
know about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you don't need to know more than three. I mean,
Yeah.
probably the actual melodic minor, like
Hmm.
first mode, and then um like
Altered.
yeah, altered and Lydian dominant.
Yep.
Lydian dominant is probably the one that I use most now.
Mm.
I really got to the point where a sharp four is a chord tone on a dominant chord.
Yeah.
I just
Cool.
think that way.
Yeah.
um Maybe not when I'm songwriting. I eventually
Hmm.
really came back to loving the natural four resolving to the three on a dominant chord, which is like a
Hmm.
thing that jazz musicians say you're not supposed to do, but actually
Oh,
exists in all
I
music.
love. I love playing them both.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, totally.
getting the crunch.
Oh wow. Oh, and one voicing.
Yeah.
That is truly, that is bold. That's amazing. Okay, so basically, really easy to internalize Lydian dominant for where you're at.
Hmm.
Just practice it in six or five positions, so you're like doing
Yep.
five positions, and
Yeah.
practice improvising over it on chords.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, well, the specific example, yeah, like this tune we get to.
Yeah, I don't
There's
actually
a.
know Ugetsu. I know it's the film, but I don't know the tune.
I don't think they're related. I haven't checked on that,
Yeah, yeah.
but um, anyway, it's a Cedar Walton tune, and like it starts with this like D and C major VAV, like measures of each, and then it switches. There's this A flat seven, sharp 11 thing down to G, and so like I think the Neapolitan thing is like kind of inherently like Lydian dominant, right? In a jazz setting, the flat two.
Flat two, Lydian dominant. Like, um, wait, could you say those chords again? I think I
Yeah, sorry.
spaced out for a sec. Yeah, okay.
It's like a what's the word? It's like a tritone sub. So it's like A flat seven to G.
Flat seven to G. Yep. Right. Okay. Does this get into theory stuff that's tune specific?
Kind of. I mean, well, the reason I was talking about melodic minor was specifically this chord. Like it's an A flat
Okay.
seven, sharp 11, and so it's like
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that's Lydian dominant. I don't have
yeah.
that in my fingers.
You should just be able to use Lydian dominant over dominant
Yeah,
chords. You're
yeah,
at that point. You're
yep,
ready. So
totally.
just like it doesn't even they don't even need to write in sharp 11. You're just like, oh, playing a 2-5-1. I'll add a little
I see
sharp
what you're
11
saying.
there. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
whatever. I just added the sharp 11 over the G7. Like
yeah.
that. It's just good to have.
Okay,
So I would say learn to cross the full fretboard. Practice you
let's
like
do it.
practice vamps just like a C7 vamp for C Lydian dominant,
Hmm.
whatever, or B flat or whatever. Like just yeah, you should. It's time to just get it.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so then you can do the same thing with altered.
Hmm.
Altered can be a little harder to visualize because it's so
Hmm.
like not anchored. Like having the fifth grounds a mode like so much to me. It's like way easier
Hmm.
to visualize modes when there's a perfect fifth.
Yeah,
And when there's not, I have to really like think about it more.
sure.
Um,
I think
which
that's
is
part of the problem with diminished chord visualization.
totally, and it's a very solvable problem. It's just that it comes up.
Sure.
Okay, so Lydian dominant on its own, not in the context of a tune. Are you clear? Do you feel
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay?
It's
Cool.
just all the scale stuff that
Yeah.
Aaron is doing, but for Lydian
From
dominant.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so fully diminished chord visualization. Okay,
Hmm.
so to answer Aaron's question of what is a diminished chord, you're about to learn that in phase two. Basically, a diminished triad is like a triad that's got a one, a minor three, and a diminished fifth. So it sounds like this. And diminished chords are weird because they don't have a perfect fifth. And often, diminished chords, especially in jazz and pop music, are like not real chords. They're chords that are standing in for another chord.
Mm.
And so this is the essence of how I have learned to think about diminished chords in a way that makes my brain okay because they're so weird. Um, I always, if I see a diminished seven chord in like a chart, I think of it as a 7 flat 9. It's a dominant 7 flat 9, and I have to
Yeah.
figure out what the root is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that's like step one.
Mhm.
So let's say we're in.
I can give you a tune. I can give you a tune specific example.
Yeah. Give me a specific example.
Yeah, so it could happen to you.
Yep.
Starts on E flat.
Perfect. Yes.
F7.
Yes.
Or
This
E,
is the
E.
E diminished. Yeah. E diminished 7. This is the tune that helps me figure this out. Okay, because with all the diminished chords, it's like, what the fuck is all this?
Yep.
Yeah. So this makes like no like I mean it kind of makes voice leading sense, but it's like, what do I do with this? This isn't a 2-5-1. It's like, actually it is a 5-1. It's a C7
Yep.
flat 9 with an E in the bass.
Cool.
You know, okay, so basically just by converting that E diminished 7 into a C7 flat 9 over E,
Mhm.
it's like way easier. And so then there's the question of like, how do I visualize all these different diminished chord shapes to that?
Mhm.
So this one, this is the root. I'm
Yeah,
not playing it,
Built off the third, right?
but I'm visualizing it. Yep, I'm visualizing it in relation to this. This one, the root's still here or here. I'm thinking of this as basically a modification of this dominant 7 chord shape. Do you know this one?
I'm aware
It's-
of it.
Okay, yeah. Something
Yeah.
that I did at one point, I don't really recommend it to people because it's kind of a drag and I don't really use these chords, but maybe it matters more than I thought, was learning all the inversions of dominant chords. Let's see if I can still do it. It's been years. Translating. So I would like do that stuff. It's like kind of helpful for fretboard stuff, but I don't use most of those chords when I comp.
Mhm.
I have other ones that I like more. But I'm visualizing this as a modified version of this.
Cool. Flat 9.
Yeah, just with the flat 9 instead of the root. And then similarly for this one, it's just with the dominant 7 in the bass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what you can actually do is like, as you just practice arpeggiating these, or not as in arpeggiating chords, but arpeggiating voicing shapes.
Mhm.
So like, I haven't tried to do this in, God, 12 years. I can't believe how hard a time I'm having with this. But there's always one finger that I need to move. But as you do this, like, okay, so we know that it's the same shape. You can just move it up minor thirds and stuff. Basically, this one, I'm like, oh, here's the root. This one, I'm like, oh, here's the root. This one, oh, there's the root. This one, oh, there's the root. So for each diminished chord shape that I'm using, I'm practicing visualizing it in relation to a root. And so it's not just like in the abstract I know, it's like for each chord, I have the visualization down.
Yeah. Yeah. The anchor.
Yeah. And then the
Cool.
same thing for C7 flat 9 diminished voicings on the top 4 strings. Like this one, I'm just gonna even, just say it as chord tones. 3, 7, flat 9, 5. This one, 5, flat 9, 3, 7. And then 7, 3, 5, flat 9. And then I just got off somewhere. Did I skip one? No, there we go. Okay. Flat 9, 5, flat 7, 3. And so just by visualizing it and thinking in terms of those chord tones, and I mean, obviously, this is like, you practice them by playing them and visualize them as you're playing them and being like, play the chord, look at the root. Play the chord. Like, you literally want to like build the like neural pathway that's connecting the diminished chord to the root. Also, it's really fun to talk about this stuff. So thanks for
Mhm.
asking. I'm like,
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
talking and I'm like, oh yeah, I know so much about this. I
Yeah.
learned
Yeah.
so much 12 years ago. It's fun.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay. So as far as
I
just like,
guess.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I was just gonna say actually, like as far as like chord visualization
hmm
specifically,
I think
how does
chord
that feel?
visualization, it's weak, but I know how to go about it. I
Cool.
think when it comes to like literal arpeggiation,
Hmm.
like I just did that without looking, but like I don't know. And when you're doing that in the flow of like the chord progression,
Right.
for like so
And we're back.
yeah,
Please continue the question.
yeah. So okay, it's funny to ask about these things because it's like I know what to do. But like okay, E flat major 7
Hmm.
going into E diminished or C7 flat 9. I guess that's how
Hmm.
we're gonna be thinking about it now. But thinking about it as E diminished.
Hmm.
Like earlier, I was trying to do the sort of exercise where it's like play a chord tone on every quarter note ascending as
Hmm.
far as you can, and then turn around whenever that happens.
Hmm.
Chord tones descending, figuring out like visualizing the diminished chord as like a closed like arpeggiation is just like there's like I'll just play like no like and that's only because I've just done it a little bit today. Uh-oh, what is happening?
Sorry, I muted
Can't.
myself to avoid any
Oh
echo. What you just played sounded right so far.
yeah, it's just slow and rubato. I guess I just need to practice it more. It's like
It's
the annoying
diminished
answer,
is
but
awkward.
yeah.
I was working
uh
on diminished whole half at the
mhm.
beginning of 2024 when I first moved to the East Village.
Yeah,
It was like so weird.
yeah,
It was like
the
learning the fretboard from scratch. Like cuz it's like symmetrical and there isn't
mhm,
like a perfect fifth in that version of it
mhm.
and like but yeah, it's weird, but everything that I just heard you play was totally correct.
Cool. Okay, so just wrap it.
I
Just
think so.
yeah, cool. Um, that's one of the exercises I'm trying to do a lot is just like play four quarter notes of chord tones, but like start at one extreme of the neck and then work your way up and then turn around. It doesn't usually line up with like a measure change or anything, but like it forces you to change positions like according to the music, like
Cool.
metrically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, like we I don't know if you have this specific exercise in the program somewhere, but it's basically just like a modified version of playing a scale for one chord and then playing another scale for another chord, playing quarter notes specifically.
Yeah. I've heard
Um,
about this sort of thing before, definitely. I think Paul Bullenbach talked about it once at the Skidmore Jazz Institute. I don't know if you know Paul Bullenbach.
I don't know.
He's he's cool. He lives in my neighborhood now, so I see him
Hmm,
on the street sometimes and he's a jazz guitarist who I got to
cool.
study with when I was like 19,
Yeah,
20. Yeah.
yeah. I got this one from my professor in college.
Cool.
But yeah, okay, cool. So that's that. It's literally just practice.
Yeah.
It's I feel like that's a lot of my the answers to my questions these days is just practice
And
intentionally.
that's yeah, yeah, good
The
place to be.
intentionally part is the big one.
Yeah.
Because like I was saying earlier, it's easy for me to like just play full choruses of like it could happen to you over and over and stumble over the same part and then
Mhm.
play just fine on the same part. And like I don't need like help with this, but it's just like making sure that I have the mindset of like during this 15 minutes of practice, we are working on this chord progression that is stumbling you.
Totally.
Like, and it's so easy to override that, just
Yeah,
waste
yeah.
time. Or at least it is for me. So
Yeah.
just trying to be really conscious of that. I chose this tune specifically because of the diminished language, and
Mhm.
then there's like minor 2/5s, and like those are just two of my biggest blind spots right now. And so
Totally.
another thing I'm trying to do too, though, is like I definitely really try to overcomplicate things. So like with like Anugetsu, with that like A flat 7 to G thing, like there's a part of me that wants to, and I'm gonna do it. Like I think it's worth it. Like I really want to dig into it and figure out all the Lydian dominant stuff. But also like this solo I was transcribing yesterday. I mean, I only got one chorus, but like every time that A flat 7 came up, he just played a descending dominant 7 arpeggio, and it sounds
Yeah.
so killing, and it's like
Right.
awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I think also just trying to like keep melody and music the main focus too is just huge. It's really easy to make these things like really clinical and diagnostic.
Right. Well, I have a really specific thought about that
Yeah.
exact thing.
Mhm.
So, um, I've got a philosophical thing and then I have a very technical thing.
Mhm.
And the technical thing is going to be a solution to a philosophical thing that I am going to have kind of mixed feelings about. But
Mhm.
it's all really, but big picture, it's all really good to cover. Okay, so
Yeah.
so much jazz from like 1940 to like
Mhm.
1960 or like 1965 is like crazy because it was being done for the first time,
Mhm.
but by the standards of like your average 24-year-old with like a master's in jazz performance from MSM or
Mhm.
NEC or wherever, it's like not that crazy.
Mhm.
Like it's very, there are things like the rhythmic stuff especially is like very like profound and like spiritually like very meaningful,
Mhm.
but from a harmonic perspective you can learn it pretty quickly. If you are, by that I mean like if you go to really good schools for 6 years. And the
Mhm.
thing is that there is this just industrial machine that churns out tons and tons of people who can do that now. So in a
Right.
way, for a not tiny, probably way more jazz musicians than there actually were at that time. I could be wrong about that, but
Mhm.
there are a lot of people who can like execute a lot of that stuff. And so
Mhm.
like for me, I remember listening to some, I think it was a Sonny Stitt solo, and there's like this one progression where like every time he plays the same thing because it's probably
Mhm.
the only language that he had to deal with that chord progression at that moment, because he just like
Yeah.
showed up for a recording session and they're like, here are the changes, and like they were all, I think a lot of musicians from that era were like really young when they were playing this stuff too, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Totally.
um and so there's a way in which it's actually very simplistic,
Mhm.
the stuff from that time. I feel like people might really, if I post this somewhere that's not just internal, there might be people who have really, really strong opinions about that. But
Yeah.
I've got all the asterisks of if you went to music school for 6 years. But
Sure.
what's happened since then is that like it's like I said with Aaron earlier, where like if it's established how to get from here to here in some narrow space like this, then going from here to like here is really
Mhm.
straightforward. It might take time and effort, but there isn't like a state change in the approach that is necessary. You
Mhm.
know, like another uh oh boy, another way of putting this is like 0 to 1, going from not having something to having something,
Mhm.
versus like 1 to n, which is like doing more of the same thing. They're like fundamentally different things. And I
Mhm.
say oh boy because that's an idea in like business that was popularized by Peter Thiel,
Mm.
who is kind of Satan a little bit,
Kind of.
in my opinion. But
Yeah.
it's just like, but that terminology I think is very helpful. So basically the 0 to 1 was achieved by these jazz musicians, and then there's just been 50, 60 years um, of people with really highly developed harmonic awareness,
Mhm.
like adding depth and adding depth and adding depth and nuance. And that's
Yeah.
why if we look at like a Keith Jarrett solo from like 1989 or something, it's going to be insane. But he's had another 20 years to work on it,
Sure.
so it's going to
Sure.
deepen. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so on one hand, like yes, the descending dominant 7 arpeggio on the A flat 7 to G major 7, that is a simplistic solution. And now there's been time to develop so much more like harmonic stuff that like to play that now might feel simplistic.
Mhm.
There are things that you can do with rhythm and with like attack and with tone that can make it like really effective and like a bigger picture musical sense, but just
Mhm.
as harmony on paper, it's not crazy.
Sure.
And maybe it doesn't need to be crazy, like depending on everything else that's going on around it could be exactly the right thing for the moment.
Right.
um,
Well, like for example, this recording, they're like burning at like 230, 240 BPM or whatever, and
oh yeah,
like
well that would,
it makes sense.
yeah, that would also at that point, yeah, you're just doing whatever
Yeah.
you can do. Okay, so that being said, I think rather than, well, I just want to get to the thing that's beneath the question about like is this Lydian dominant or whatever.
Mhm.
The way that I have thought about this with chords that I'm trying to understand how to like voice lead between them and how to treat each individual note in the chord and stuff is like, um, and I'm sure that there's a more elegant way to put it, but my just like functional approach is like, what chords or what notes can I play in this chord that are going to give it the maximum number of tones in common with this one? And if we play like a natural Mixolydian, that means that there's going to be this thing, which is like the tritone over G. So that's kind of there, but like if we're doing this, then because we have the D natural over both chords, that kind of creates this like that creates really nice resolutions that you can work with. And so yeah, it's like a voice leading thing. I'm like what notes are gonna, or what mode is gonna give us the most notes in common between the two chords, and then from there I'm just looking for voice leading solutions.
Cool. That makes sense. Yeah, it's also funny because like it's definitely still in like D major land when it lands on that G major chord. So it's like kind of implied as like a Lydian sound, right? Too.
Right.
So yeah, I think that was like that, having access to C sharp and D because of like the harmonic relationship of the G chord
Yeah.
is like that just, whoa, just like threw my pick.
Yeah.
Like there's a little bit of ambiguity there.
Yeah. Totally. And this is, I think, actually a creative thing. And what I like about this is that it's like getting beyond, oh, well, it's a 5 chord, so we do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, actually, it's a 5 chord that is functioning in this way in relation to this chord within this key. And if we're intentional about it, we can open up some really incredible sort of like harmonic color palettes.
Yeah. It's exciting. It's yeah, it's exciting. I don't know. Have we touched on everything? Diminished, practicing learning tunes, practice tunes, melodic minor stuff, working on altered scale. Can I show you this transcription, like what I've gotten so far?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I just like love it. It's just
Cool.
a great,
That's great.
it's a great solo. Actually, I'll send you the link so you can screen share it.
Cool.
This is it's Patrick Bartley at Emmett Cohen's live thing.
Cool.
Yeah. Starts at like 750, somewhere around there.
Cool.
And then I'll export my transcription while we listen. Okay, I shared a PDF of the transcription. I can also just screen share, whatever you prefer.
Cool. Yeah, okay, so I'm pulling it up. We got Ugetsu, and I will also pull up the
yeah, it's a little bit before there, but
okay, cool. And who are we listening to?
this is Emmett Cohen, the pianist, Patrick Bartley. I don't know this trumpet player, but he's killing. So
cool.
That's all that really matters.
Are we looking for the piano solo?
No, the sax, Patrick Bartley.
Sax solo. Okay.
It starts after this. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like I only got the first chorus so far, but like they play the changes very obviously for like the A section. So there's like how many bars? How many bars is it? How many bars is it? I feel like I'm going crazy. Okay. There's a 12 bar A section that's repeated twice, so it's 24 bars. And then there's a 8 bar B section that is only played once, so it's like a 32 bar tune, A B. And like in the recording, they so obviously like outline the changes for the A sections when they repeat. But then on the B section, it's like literally just D major over A and A7.
Right.
Like
yeah.
And like they achieve so much tension every time. Like it feels like it's gonna explode, and it's just crazy to me the way they control like the tension and release, and just anyway. And like I'm also just like blown away by how there's so much motivic development. Like it's a very Sonny Rollins kind of solo where he's like messing with these melodic fragments and developing them throughout the whole thing. And there's just like the part of me that's just like, I'm playing so fast. How the hell is he thinking about like developing anything? Like
Right.
it's just mind blowing to me, honestly. Um, yeah, it's just very exciting. Um, yeah, that's how it makes me feel. I didn't have a bad day yesterday, but I wasn't feeling great at one point. And then I came home and turned it on. And I was just like, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I can talk about what I've noticed so far. I can also ask questions. Also, does this end at 8 or is it end at or what time is it for you?
It's 7:49 right now.
Cool. Is it supposed to end at 8?
Um it's there's like we can go over a little bit if it,
Okay. We don't
if
have
it
to go
feels
super over.
necessary. Yeah, yeah.
But I can make some comments about what I've noticed so far
Great.
and also maybe pose some questions that might be bigger for later.
Sure.
Yeah, cool. So it starts off with this like D major E, this ascending D major triad thing, rhythmic motif. And like he plays it pretty straight the first three times. I mean, on that A flat seven, like I said, it's literally just descending from uh the root. It's literally just the dominant seven triad or
Hmm.
dominant seven chord. And
Yep.
then like on the D major seven, he's basically just playing the same D major quote again, and then altering it on the descent for that F7 sound.
Right.
Let's see. Yeah, that's literally just a F7 triad or F7 chord, isn't it?
Like
Um,
F sharp 7. Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
With a D. So I guess with a set up
Like flat 13.
flat, yeah, flat 13. Cool. I was blanking on whether it was a 13 or a flat 13. Cool. Yeah, and he's just like developing this one idea the whole time. And then it's funny because it's not funny, but like when the A section repeats, he starts this new motive, which is this like ascending chromatic thing. Like just going between 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And then okay. And then he just like outlines the changes some more. Like it's really a simple solo. It's just flying by, you know what I mean? It's just like incredible that he's able to get these like lines and these like arcs, and it's very intentional. What's the word? Melodies. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
measure 17, he's literally just like ascending the scale and then doing enclosures and able to get around chord tones on the beat and stuff. Um, no big questions there. And then starting at measure 25, he kind of just like lays back and soars for the drone, not the drone, the pedal type of
Yeah,
section.
yeah.
But I do have stuff gets weird around measure 35, like the third measure on the second page.
Hmm.
Um, I haven't actually tried to figure this out. I just know it sounds weird.
Hmm.
But yeah, like, and that's all over this A7 sound, right?
Right.
And so like you get flat 13, you get sharp 9, flat 3, yeah. Um, yeah, I guess it's all just all the alterations, isn't it? And
Well,
like
the major 7 on a dominant chord is a pretty curious choice.
right.
I think I have a sense of what's going on. But
Uh-huh.
if we just didn't look at A13 sus4, there was
Mhm.
just no chord, what do those notes look like to you?
Um, B flat major. No?
Is there a it's like everything except for wait, where because there isn't a
There's
B flat in the measure. I'm
no
just
D.
oh, D flat major.
Yeah. D flat, F, A flat. and a C. So like,
Wait, where's the D flat? Are we looking at this measure right now?
yeah, the first note,
Okay, so F.
the eighth note before it. Sorry, the start of the phrase.
Oh, oh yeah. Okay, I guess I was seeing that as the major seven of D.
Ah,
Yeah.
no, that makes more sense. Okay,
Oh, oh no, actually, no. Well, that makes sense. So we've got, yeah, D
like
flat,
the tritone.
major third. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is a major third if we're looking at as a D flat instead of an F.
Hmm.
Um, A sharp, and then we've got our major seven for this D flat,
Hmm.
major seven looking chord, major third, sharp 11, major seven, major third. Um, I could see that as being like a D major or D flat major seven, which is a type of like sidestepping, like
Yeah.
D major seven, D flat major seven, and then when we get back here, he's not playing. If the piano player is going to play the D major seven, that's like,
Hmm.
because to me, I'm like, okay, he's not playing an A13 sus4. Like
Yeah, for sure.
he's this is something else. He's like
Yeah.
stepping out. I think it makes sense to sidestep. I think the
Hmm.
way that I heard some of this stuff was that it feels like he has language that he's sort of porting in over different chords.
Mm.
Um, because this contour, well, it does look kind of related. I mean, yeah, it looks kind of related. There were times where I felt like I was hearing him just bring in different language, like, and then I can play this here, and then I can play this here, which
Hmm.
isn't a criticism.
Hmm.
But this feels like, oh man, I feel like it's hard for me to not say this and feel like it's a criticism, but it's like
Yeah,
they're jamming on a tune, and this is what he had to play at that time.
sure.
But like this feels like this sort of like boxed, like I need to do something. I'm gonna superimpose a D flat major seven kind of. I'm just gonna riff on it for a measure
Hmm.
over this other thing. Cause it's a way to create some sort of tension. That's what that looks like to me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad that you noticed that the C sharp, aka D flat, because I was just looking at this and I was starting to have ideas, but that to me is like the clearest explanation for what this is.
I That was one of my classic like immediately overthink as hard as possible, and it actually paid off for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Um, but and then the next line, starting at measure 37, I think it's kind of just a lot of enclosures with sidestepping. Like it starts on like the D major, and then it steps down, and then it's weird, and then it has the classic. Uh,
Wait, I'm sorry, I can't hear you playing. I think your original sound might not be on.
it's the minor four, like the classic da 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 da. I'm fixing it. The uh, that thing. That's how he
Oh
ends
yeah, yeah.
there's a word for that lick, but I'm blanking on it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Okay, wait, and minor four over what relative to D major?
oh, so like on this A13 thing,
Yep.
um, this A13 starting on that like C, I'm thinking of that
Yeah.
as the nine of a G, and then the rest of it is like the wait. What am I doing? Am I thinking of oh, sorry. Incorrect. B flat minor, which is the what am I doing? Hold on. I know what I'm talking about. Hold on.
Yeah, there's something in here that you definitely understand, and I'm like, I'm also, it's gonna be food time for me pretty soon, so I'm
Sure.
like a little bit like I'm like I have to take a second to think more than I usually would.
Um, what? Why? Hold on. Yeah. Oh, I know what happened. No, I don't. What in the world? Okay, so okay, this is a B flat minor triad. Um, it's got the nine, B flat minor triad, the nine again, the root.
Wait, where's B flat?
It's the triplet.
Is it over? Oh, over here.
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking at this.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's all a bunch of like enclosure and sidestepping nonsense.
Okay.
Yeah, this.
I now I Okay, this makes a lot
Yeah,
more sense
sorry.
to me. I wasn't I
Yeah.
was like just I was trying to see a B flat minor
Uh-huh.
triad in here, and okay, cool.
No, this is like a
Yeah, yeah.
flat six minor thing relative to D major.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, it's cool how they're like, they have the basically this like A pedal,
Mhm.
and yeah, he's just like basically going out, just like or
Yeah.
like superimposing harmony and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
There there's a I shouldn't have said minor four earlier because that's what messed me up. It's not the minor four, but there's this lick is it's a lick. Like, you know what I mean? It's like one of the things.
yeah, 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 and this all works as like altered. Oh, that altered. Oh, I have a my own like yeah the I have a my
Yeah,
own
that
version.
thing.
That's oh
Yeah.
my god. Okay, now I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. Jeez. Okay, I think it's dinner time for me, and my brain is struggling a little bit. But yeah, no,
I
I
think
know
for me as
exactly, and
well.
that yeah, and it's like it sounds kind of like you're playing a minorish thing, and this all looks like B flat minor,
Mhm.
but like yeah, we have like sharp nine, flat nine, flat 13, um, major third, sharp nine, flat nine, one.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. I get yeah. It's definitely kind of just altered.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. No, there's nothing like outlandish about what I've transcribed so far. It's all kind of just like what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, they're
But
just like playing the tune and killing it.
pretty much. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. That's kind of what I got for today. I'm also hungry.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing the work you're doing on the transcription. It's super cool.
Of course, of course. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, good work being done today. Aaron, thanks for sticking around till the end,
Yeah.
and talk to you both soon.